Welcome back. Let's see here. This video should finish it up. Hopefully these are helpful. Use what you want. Don't use what you don't feel like. This is just what I did in my year at Westside. And yeah, use what you want. You also have the FOSS stuff, and there's plenty of other resources and ideas online as well. Okay. Let's see here. This last video, I think we're going to fire through these last three units here: populations and ecosystems, aquatic ecosystems, and the environment. We'll see if we can get through all three of them in one video or not. These were different. Once again, COVID-19 coronavirus came, and so most of this was actually done via distance learning. So looks a lot different. There's a lot less group activities, a lot less hands-on stuff, which is a bummer. It's the best we could do under the circumstances, but it was a bummer. So let's go ahead, let's jump in. Took a look at populations and ecosystems. You can read through these at will. We are still in class when we took a look at all of these different things down here. Took a look at, reproduction rates of different animals, what they do they have a lot or just a little bit, stuff like that. Immigration, emigration, all that kind of stuff. Limiting factors. We're just really trying to set the stage for how different ecosystems work. And it looks like we went into some succession here as well. So that was the big things that we were doing for the notes. Here are the notes on populations and ecosystems and succession, stuff like that. Then we quickly, and it didn't take too long, we quickly went into cycles and dispersals. The water cycle, kids know. Carbon cycle, I was a little bit surprised. They were a little bit, fuzzy on some different parts of the carbon cycle, which was a little bit interesting. When we went into this, they could not all articulate why burning wood is really not as bad for the environment than burning coal or oil and gasoline and stuff like that. And I'm not saying the particles, the pollutants that's coming out. I'm saying the total amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Took a look at the nitrogen cycle, and then really just quickly went through different seed dispersals and stuff like that. So there that is. Some worksheets to go along with it. Did a reading guide on energy flow. I think this is right when COVID-19 hit, and so this is right about where we started doing online school. So yeah, what we ended up doing after that is we were obviously split up. We were by ourselves. So we ended up making websites. Let's see here. See if this is a good one to use. Website creation. Cool. So the goal of this was to make a website focused on a specific ecosystem. Now, because we were all separated, the ecosystems that I chose to cover was rainforest, temperate forest, coniferous forest, deserts, and tundra. Now, if we were together, I would have really partnered with Mrs. Stahl. Absolutely love her. She has amazing stuff. Very, very passionate, as I'm sure you'll be able to see. We would have done local ecosystems like grasslands and vernal ponds and stuff like that. We would have done more local around the school and stuff that students could actually go to and study. Because we were doing distance learning, that wasn't possible. So I chose ecosystems that had a lot of content that the kids could take a look at. Now, the goal is fourth graders. That's kind of the voice that we're speaking towards. And the goal is to make websites that the fourth graders can actually use to learn, because in fourth grade, they take a look at ecosystems. And so the idea is to build something that the teachers could actually use in fourth grade. Okay? These are different stuff that they had to include in their ecosystem. Basically, producers, first, second, and third level consumers, food web, decomposers. What's the climate like in your ecosystem? This is connected with sixth grade and the global Earth climates. And they had to have a small worksheet that the fourth graders could use, basically like a little web quest that the fourth graders could use as they learned about the ecosystem, something that the teacher could actually use. So that's basically what the project was. We used Weebly to create our websites. If you take a look on my YouTube channel, you can see different videos that I made about Weebly and actually using it and how to modify it. Always use free Weeblies, use free websites where you can put it up. So yeah, boom. Alrighty. Global air currents and ecosystems. This I made, and I made a video on it as well to talk about these global air currents. We had these in sixth grade, obviously, but that really changes, where the deserts are in the world. Right around here, Tropicancer, pretty close to 30 degrees north latitude, where the rainforests are at the equator, stuff like that. So that was just teaching them about that, about rain shadows, all that kind of stuff for helping them out on their websites. All right, here's making a website. Not even sure what I have in there. Oh, this is just where we are organizing some of our information, figuring out how to make the websites. Now, once again, with distance learning, I did not realize with Weebly, you can have more than one student working on a website. They can't do it simultaneously, but you can make editors. I did not realize that when we did land ecosystems here. So we actually had the students, I had each student do a website, which actually worked out quite well. And I'm pretty happy with having each one do their own ecosystem. So yeah, basically distance learning, we did land ecosystems there. So that's part of populations. Let's go back to seventh grade science. Then I asked them, I actually sent out a survey and said, hey, what do you think? We're going to move into aquatic ecosystems. Do you want to do it in more a traditional way, or would you like to make websites again? And they wanted to do websites again, which is pretty cool. This round, I did have them do it with partners. And so we were doing distance learning, obviously, but I showed them through a video how they can actually invite editors into their website development, and so they could go ahead and work in partners on it. So the aquatic website creation project, really very, very similar to the previous one. There's just a few different things, how much oxygen is there? Is it freshwater or is it saltwater? Stuff like that. Also, I added what are the threats to that ecosystem. The different groups. One group worked on ponds and lakes, another one rivers, estuaries, coastal ocean, coral reefs, open ocean, and the deep ocean. So yeah, made websites for that as well. Okay, this was a pretty important one. Once again, just because we were doing distance learning, it talks about how to make a domain. But then also because we're distance learning, I really wanted to, hit what does teamwork actually look like. I actually had them divide up all the work that they were going to do. They put it into a form and they shared it with me. And so when I graded these websites, I only held them responsible for their part. So, you and your partner do a website on estuaries or something like that. I didn't give one grade for the website. I gave each student a grade for their portion of the website. Okay? That's this right here, how we'll divide up our work. Very, very simple, but very useful for them to put it down before they jump in. Alrighty? Okay, no test on that. I figured the website was the test. Let's go back and just quick things just to finish up the units. This is all we had time for before the end of school. I had them do a few different things: a reading guide on forests and fisheries. The pages that go along with that. Let me go back a second. That was in populations and ecosystems. Up here, scan pages. This is just where I scanned a whole bunch of pages from the book, just because we were doing distance learning. So I scanned them from the book. It was actually a Prentice Hall book because I like the text in there better than the text in Foss. And so that's the ones I use for the reading guides. We were able to do forests and fisheries. There's the answers. And one on biodiversity. There's the answers as well. And then the end of school rolled around. So we didn't go much further than that. Okay. Just want to recap just real quickly that these building websites, really good. Enjoyed it. Could have been a whole lot better if we weren't distance learning. I could give them feedback right away. It would have been nice to have done ecosystems around the school. Used those resources would have been really good. I also wish that I had used ELA, English Language Arts, a little bit more, and had the kids do some proofreading of their websites and proofreading of the text that they were going to put into the websites. That would have helped it go even better and been even more educational. Yeah, so sorry for saying this all the time, but hope this helps. This is what I have. You can have all of it. Use what you want. Don't use what you don't want. Find more hands-on activities. Kids, they just gravitate for that. The more STEM, the more engineering, the more hands-on activities you can integrate into the class while still making sure that we are learning the standards together. The more you can do, the better. So best of luck. Phone number, if you need to call me at any time, 616-514-0820. I'd be happy to help out. Email me if you need anything. I'll try and leave a forwarding email with the office. Anything I can do basically to help you, to help things go better for you, I would be super happy to do so. So congratulations on the job. Best of luck. Hope things go amazingly well for you. And just hope that you can get the kids excited and passionate about the world that God created for each and every one of us to enjoy. Thank you. Bye-bye.